Hey dudes, I got a couple requests to see the final product of my Silly Sound Bastard by Necroware. Here she is, front side with resistors, and two caps out of three, switches, audio port. Here's the two caps, 10 nanofarad, 100 nanofarad. I use the 10 nanofarad pretty exclusively. Here's the backside. You can clearly see the limit of my soldering skills here with the, yeah, that electrolytic cap right there is pretty close for my skills. Anyways, there's no connected joint there. We're all good. There's the parallel port pins. One of the easiest parts to solder, which I thought would have been one of the more difficult ones. Solid board. And the switching capability, if you're not on camera, is actually pretty easy to do. So 1, 2, 3 are to select the three caps. Of course, I only have two on there. I only use the first one. And then 4 up is stereo on, which just bleeds the two channels together. It's the audio jack. So here's what I received for the manufacturer. 5 boards in total. I think the boards were about $2.50. Shipping was about $15 Canadian. Really thick. Nice large soldering pads. I've got about 3 hours of soldering experience, and this was pretty much a no-brainer for me, except for that one electrolytic cap. But that's my problem, not yours. Right, so I got about 5 boards. Not about. I got exactly 5 boards. Here they are. Okay, so we'll go over a little bit of the pieces I used to finalize this board here. These are the 7500 ohm resistors. So I measured these. They say 1% tolerance. According to my multimeter, they were probably definitely around 5%. Next up are these switches. They're just through hole. It was super easy to solder in. Next up, I bought this set of caps for this project. I figure I'll need a couple more. Yeah, for reference purposes, I use the 10 nanofarad and 100 nanofarad caps for this board. And I think I might look for something a little bit lower than 10 nanofarad for that third capacitor hole that I don't have on this board. Here they are up close. And this board's pretty simple. Everything's through hole. So you just jam it until it doesn't jam anymore. And I just solder it in place there. And this is what I thought was going to be the most difficult part of the project, but it was definitely the most easy. The parallel port boards. So I've got a male and a female here. Of course, we're using the female. And the board just slides in between those two rows of contacts right there. If you look in closely here, the pins are almost clearly identified. So you just match up the 1 and the 14, which are also marked on the board. So there you can see 1. Just make sure you mark those up properly on the back end. And what I did on the actual board I created, I pinched those boards, or those leads together a little bit closer, and it just stuck in friction fit until I was able to solder them all together. There's 14 there. If I get camera to focus, you can kind of see 14 right there. Another look at the final board. The soldering job on that parallel port. Sloppy but easy. That's about it. Currently have it plugged into the back of my 4086 DX2. Pretty easy project.